Lieutenant, I demand an explanation. Tell us what is going on. We haven't heard anything about Lord D'Orsay's condition in spite of our inquiries. We are extremely worried. And then, all of a sudden, one of his guards appears, shaken and on his own, though he is part of his retinue.
Please, allow me the chance to shed some light, my lady.
Your soldier is nothing more than a coward for abandoning his highness.
Tell me, what is going on?
This soldier has just reported in. He is asking for reinforcements. He believes that Lord D'Orsay has been attacked.
He believes? He ran here without full knowledge of what happened firsthand.
I was sent on patrol far from the camp, but I heard screams, from men and from beasts. I wanted to return to camp, but then I heard a deafening sound, grinding, like a landslide. I thought then it would be best just to go and get help.
Thank you, Lieutenant. You are dismissed. I would like to have a discussion with this man alone.
Yes.
My lady, could you lead these fine people into the hallway if you would be so kind?
Certainly. I deplore this embarrassing turn of events. But know that you have my full support in all circumstances.
In the interest of avoiding a general panic, tell me precisely what happened back there.
Your cousin ordered us to escort him beyond the town limits. The islander convinced him to go on some journey.
By islander, do you mean the Donegad that came to treat his affliction?
Yes, a strange bird. Missing more than one feather, you ask me, milady. I was ordered to set up patrol along a small path, rather far from the rest of the company. I was told to protect our perimeter from anyone wandering along. According to the islander, it was the only access to their planned destination. I did my rounds for quite some time. Not a soul came along. But then I heard cries a ways off, and I went running to help. I heard an enormous crashing sound like an avalanche of rocks.
And you ran all the way? Do you know precisely where the company was when you heard these sounds?
No. Not precisely. I hadn't gone there. The islander said they were following the path, but he was quite a ways ahead.
Why didn't you go and look for yourself? To see...
What? Alone? Well, what could I have done?
I'm still having trouble deciding if cowardice or intelligence got... But that's a question for your My cousin was quite weak. Do you know why he decided to follow...
His Highness was feeling much better. The potions, I mean to show no disrespect to His Highness, but that islander had the high ground I wasn't privy to their counsel. I haven't the beginning of an explanation. Your cousin was all full of enthusiasm and ordered that we set out as...
That sounds like him.
I am sorry, milady.
Dismissed, soldier.
Thank you, milady.
This is the camp that Constantine's escort must have established.
It looks more like a battlefield. I hope the Donegad and your cousin survive the fight.
Search the area. Let's see if we can find any clues as to what happened here. The tents are lacerated by what looks like claws. And there are traces of blood everywhere. Some of these men must have been attacked in their sleep. By beasts? Most of the weapons are missing. Our soldiers wouldn't have taken a rest without defenses. Our soldiers were attacked by surprise, and animals were amongst the assailants. However, our men reacted properly. They were armed and they fled as best they could. There are no bodies, and no sign of the presence of Constantine or Catasac. Perhaps they were in another place, and the soldiers wanted to join them. We need to follow the tracks. This area has been trampled. An entire stampede passed by here. Our soldiers must have fled the area and taken this path followed by their assailants. This is a sacred place of a native cult. No doubt this is where Catasac and Constantine were going.
It isn't really a place of a cult, but rather a place of anchoring. A place where Donegada perform a ritual to become Sinol Menawi. These places are charged with great energy. Perhaps Catasac wanted to use it to bring relief to your cousin.
Perhaps. But there are bodies, and without a doubt there was fighting here. Search the place. Let's see what we are able to find. This blade is a native ritual knife. And this bowl contained a potion. Someone wanted to perform a ritual here. Could Catasac have found a better means to alleviate Constantine's symptoms? Crater, without a doubt caused by an explosive potion. The soldiers might have been carrying them. They must have been desperate to have taken such drastic measures. The corpses of both men and beasts. These soldiers fought dearly to the end. Neither Constantine nor Catasac are amongst them. Constantine and Catasac must have been visiting this place. Perhaps performing some sort of healing ritual. When the attack took place, the soldiers intervened and many fell during the fight. But a group escaped down this path. We need to continue following their tracks. More tracks. Footprints. The ones who got away fled this way. Strange. These trees look half calcinated, as if they were exposed to immense heat. These weapons are in terrible condition. Whatever did these men come up against? Another burnt tree. This path seems to have been scorched in flames. No signs of an explosion. Can't believe that our soldiers could be carrying so many explosive potions. These poor soldiers were torn to pieces. Animals again? Or something else? New footprints. It looks as if a group met up with them and took this path. There was more fighting over here. They were not only corpses of our own men. Where could these other soldiers have come from? There are footprints. Only a handful made it up here. The path stops on this overhang, and despite signs of a skirmish, I can't see any sign of Constantine or Katasak. This sack. It's my cousin's. Oh, Constantine. What have you gotten yourself into again? These vials look familiar. Katasak used the very same to stock his potions. He came all the way here. I'm going to pick them up. These rocks were broken, as if they had taken cannon fire. But what could have happened here? I don't recognize these men. Still more unknown soldiers. Could they have been responsible for the attack? This one is carrying a letter. Let's see. According to this note, this troop came from an outpost of the Bridge Alliance close by. For patrol, no doubt. Could the bridge be in some way linked to this attack? That makes no sense. Very well. Let's sum things up. Constantine and Katasak definitely came through here to perform some sort of ritual. But they were attacked. An attack obviously involving wild animals. And then there are these traces of inexplicable flames. Could it be magic?
You cannot suspect my people are behind this attack. You have strayed far from the path. No one would have attacked Katasak.
Unless he himself was behind it.
How could you even think something like that?
Perhaps he only did it to gain our trust. With Constantine captive, he can now apply leverage to the colonists and force them to accept. But in all truth, I have no idea what. Regardless of who is guilty, I must find my cousin. Perhaps we could return to Wenchavier in order to learn more. Katasak may have returned there. His Voglandaig might be able to tell us where. We are also going to have to visit their outpost. Their soldiers participated in the combat. Or at least the end of it.
And you think that they would have taken Constantine? Is that possible? Maybe he was in need of... But if you suspect them to have participated in the combat to capture him, I think you're wasting your... I know the captain of that outpost. A pessimistic man who would never order an attack without being absolutely certain of total victory.
Perhaps. Unless he was simply obeying orders. It does belong to the court. However, one way or another, let us be on our way.
Colonials? You must have gotten lost to have come this far from nowhere. To whom do I owe the honor?
De Sardet. I am legate of the Congregation of Merchants on this island.
A legate? Here? Pardon my dismay, but we don't get many official sorts around here. Captain Idris. I am the ranking officer in charge of this Bridge Alliance outpost. What can I do for you, milady?
I am looking for Constantin d'Orsay, the island governor of the Congregation of Merchants.
A governor? Here? Whatever would he be doing in this rattle?
My cousin was part of an expedition in this region. His men and his camp were attacked. They nearly all died. But we found no trace of his body, which has us hoping that he may still be alive. Wounded and holding up somewhere, or even...
Have you cast your suspicions in our direction? We've had neither reinforcements nor supplies for weeks. I wouldn't risk the few lives remaining to attack a governor's camp. I'm not crazy. I'm truly sorry for your cousin, Excellency. But we haven't seen him. The region is dangerous. The natives are heartless.
You do know that we found the bodies of several men from the garrison up there, don't you?
How could you be sure?
One of them was carrying a note.
Then they are dead. I had hoped they'd have...
Explain yourself, Captain. What were your men doing on the cliff top?
They were monitoring the zone. They were to warn us of it. We have lost too many men to surprise attacks. We decided yesterday. We heard screams and saw some...
And you didn't go and see... You hear screams. Certainly those of your own men.
So the last of my men give up their lives for nothing as well? You can think of me as a coward if you like. But me? I'm taking no more unnecessary risks.
Why do I have the feeling that you're holding something back from me?
Captain, my name is Afra. You might remember me. I passed by this outpost with my fellow scholars.
The Lost Expedition. Yes, I remember.
Her Excellency was able to extract us from the situation we found ourselves in.
Her Excellency has powers that I do not possess.
I'm casting no stones at you. You are isolated and without resources, and understandably a bit angry. You have the feeling that the powerful of this world have abandoned you, and you want to make them pay. But a life hangs in the balance. We must save him.
You were right. One of the men
A survivor.
He wasn't able to say a word. He collapsed. Our nurse sits with him, but his wounds are extremely
I am sorry to hear that, Captain. But...
Go and see the nurse. Perhaps you can do. I can't take it anymore. To lose another man. Anything else?
Concerning the young man that's...
Did you see the nurse?
Not yet.
Really? This boy... Anything else?
I need to be going.
Right.
What are you doing there? This is an infirmary!
I know. I've come to see the wounded soldier.
That is very kind of him. But
What are you saying?
No, he's still... But I've been asking the captain for weeks to escort me on a mission. I no longer have a single remedy. And now that we have a wounded patient, I can only wipe...
Do you know what type of remedy would allow him?
Yes, at least I think so. It's a known potion.
I see. Give me the recipe.
Thank you. Were you able to concoct the potion against burns?
Yes, I was. Might we administer it?
Give it to me. I'll take care of this. We must...
Will he make it?
I hope so. Well,
And if he survives?
come back tomorrow at the same...
Very well.
See you soon.
I've heard stories of your exploits. Thank you for all you've done. It's unusual for us to be offered aid by a Renaigse. It seems my Tiern was right. You are on Almenawi. How can I help?
Katasak has disappeared. Would you have—
What? But my Tiern followed you to help you. How would I know where to—
I don't know exactly what happened, but he took my cousin to a particular place. Their escort was attacked. Decimated by beasts and by magic.
And you believe that the Tiern has taken your cousin? And your heart must beat in shadow to believe that the man who offered you his hand only did so in—
Wait. This is not what my friend wanted you to hear. Perhaps they were wounded, and your master wanted to take Constantine to a safe haven to heal him. We must find them at all costs. Wherever they are, they most certainly—
Forgive me, Doneigad. Your words are true. I spoke without—
There may be a way. I found these vials of potion on the battlefield.
They could very well. But let me see. No. They are not his. This potion does not— I do not know this smell. The plants used to make it do not come from here. Another Doneigad must be implicated. But none that I know would attack Katasach. Who would attack the water that heals? The earth that feels? They must be in grave danger.
Yes. I sincerely hope that we will find them. That they are alive and well.
When you have discovered anything?
I have to go. Hello, soldier. How are you doing?
Better. A lot better. Are you the one who saved me? The nurse told me.
I simply prepared the potion that she told me how to make. Nothing more. Could you tell me what happened during the attack?
I will try. They're not really memories I'm fond to bring back. A lot of my friends died up there. We were posted up on the peak to follow rebel movement. It had been a couple of days when we heard sounds of fighting not far from our base. Men were screaming. In our own language. Soldiers of the Coin Guard and an islander were trying to protect a young man.
Constantine Katasak and his escort.
Dozens of wild animals. They seemed completely
Flames?
I don't know. I didn't see everything. But I thought I saw another islander. Big. There was practically no one left on the battlefield. I came to when I heard voices of islanders. I thought to myself, they're coming to finish off the wounded. I dragged myself here.
I'm going to have to go and find...
You shouldn't do that. They killed.
That's enough. Rest now.
Yes. It's best I leave you now. I'll have a word with your captain.
was told that you saved my soldier. Thank you. You can't imagine what this means to us.
Please. I did nothing more than follow the instructions your nurse gave me.
Did you learn what you needed to learn?
Yes. I was able to question your man, and he told me what he saw. He and his company heard sounds of the attack, and they went to investigate. My cousin's escort were nearly annihilated by animals that jumped out from all sides. A strange sorcerer controlled them. It was he that took my cousin.
One of those rebel savages, no doubt. They must have learned that an important man was in the region and thought he would make the perfect... I'm sorry.
Don't apologize. I know where the camp can be found, and if my cousin is there...
Like you freed the scholars. You're a good... Thank you again.
I need to be going.
I would very much like to do the same.
Dara Grimaderum Dam!
Dued, what are you doing? Who let you pass?
Your men. We're here to parley with your chief.
Parley? With Renaigse? You truly believe that...
Leave this to me. I want to know what they have to say. I know you, Renaigse. It is you who freed the lion prisoners. Speak. I will hear you.
To speak to you about my cousin's capture and the massacre of his escort. A soldier from the nearby outpost survived and told us that you were present on the battlefield.
You dare come here and accuse us of taking him? Let me throw him out this Renaigse and his Ilkdaren. May they receive this punishment for their arrogance.
I know that you see us as your enemies, but we are not here to harm you. I only seek to find the man I consider to be my brother, as well as the man who was protecting him. Katasak, one of your greatest Donegad.
No Donea Exregao would attack Katasak.
If you didn't attack him, you must know what happened to them. I was told that an islander took my cousin away. Perhaps your men were there to aid them.
We do not have your cousin, and we do not know what happened to him. As for Katasak, and the Vorst Tire, he died from his wounds. That night, we heard the sounds of a terrible combat. We went to see. The last breath of Katasak had returned to the wind when we arrived, and many of the Renaigse were dead. We carried the body of the Donega.
He gave his life to protect Constantine. This request might surprise you, but we would like to see him.
Why? What do you want to do with him, Renaigse?
Examine him, to understand what killed him. We were told that an island native was there, and that he likely led the attack.
No Donea Exregao would attack Katasak. You have been lied to, or they were mistaken.
That is the very reason I need to see his body. To understand.
You may see him. But if you desecrate...
Seeing the state of his body, I hate myself for having suspected him. Forgive me, Donegad, to have doubted your loyalty. And even more for what we are about to do. Now then, let's see what story this corpse has to tell.
I can give a detailed examination of the corpse. It is a task that I have been...
I gladly see...
We note a great number of large, blunt force contusions, covering the entire surface of the... None of the wounds could be attributed to a blade or a spear, nor are there any visible bullet entry points. Practically every bone has been broken in multiple places. The rib cage was torn open and then collapsed. The open wound reveals multiple perforations of the vital organs. Here, the borders of the wounds have been singed. The flesh is blackened, exposed to a flame, no doubt. And we also note several patches of mineral residue. They seem oddly out of place in spite of the exotic insular origin of our deceased. I would be hard-pressed to tell you which of the wounds proved to be the fatal blow, but one...
He was smashed violently by a giant rock that was without...
Yes. These wounds are similar to those given by a heated cannon shot, though in a less regular fashion.
The dead soldiers we found had identical wounds. As crazy as this may sound, whoever is responsible for this attack is capable of wielding molten rock.
In any other circumstance, your conclusion would qualify you for an... But I stand on the side of the improbable. The natives...
I can't imagine an Adaig behaving like this. It is not that they might attack careless hunters or warriors, true, but to attack Katas. The power to call volcano fires could only be that of a guardian. No simple man wields mountain fire.
We still don't really know who is actually behind this attack. Judging by the severity of these wounds, I fear...
All your experiments. You've learned so little. You've learned to fear. Your instincts should have been enough.
We had to at least try. Are you not even concerned?
Or we've grown accustomed to the loss of lives. All the same. Guardian and Donegad would never attack one. There is a ritual that might help us.
The Anatalas Fair.
It is a magical rite that only a person with a... It allows the Donegad who chants it to relive the last moments of an unarmed...
That would allow us to at least see the face of his assassin.
If what I have heard is true, yes.
Let's ask her for her help, then. She might be able to tell us what has become of Constance.
You are quick to ask another to put her mind in danger for your own concerns. Imagine the pain of the wounds of another, shaking your body as the cold... This is what you must ask of the Tiernahach. It is the price she must... When her companion was lost in battle, fighting against your... Since that day, our Tiernahach Kadaktas...
That would explain her distrust of the Cologne.
You must make her see your purpose. It may be...
Hello, Mev.
Renoixe.
I've come to ask for your help.
My help? You still seek the remedy for the sickness on your island? Or are you looking for something else?
My cousin has been taken, and I've been told that you could help me.
Truly? And in what way?
By performing the Anatalas fair on the body of Katasak the Donegad.
Katasak is dead. Under Voshtire. This is a great tragedy. He was a good man. Perhaps
He went with my cousin to a sacred site when they were... My cousin has disappeared. Taken, according to a witness. And Katasak suffered terrible wounds. We examined him, and it seemed as if he had been struck by molten rock.
Fire of the earth. Only the Nadaig Manemen have the power to wield it. But none of our own would have attacked Katasak.
This is why we need your help. We want to understand and to find who's responsible.
And you will avenge the dead as you have avenged my wound in the past. Very well, Renoixe. I will help you. Our island wails in suffering. The Anatalas fair may kill me, but at least I will know. You will need to act as my Voglendaig, and bring to me the necessary ingredients.
What do you require?
A potion. And listen and remember. Or write in your language. Do not forget, the viscera of the scavengers must be taken from a place near the battlefield, because they contain the flesh. As for the personal object of Katasak, find his weapon.
He didn't have a weapon when I found his body.
Where can I find him?
In Duren's camp. She recovered.
Very well. Not far from there is a sacred circle. Then we can...
In that case, let's go together to the ritual site. The place of the attack.
Very well.
Grenade!
It's Catasac's, I'm certain. It must have been broken during the battle. Let's take it back to Mev.
Were you able to find the elements I need for the ritual?
Yes. Here is what you asked me to bring.
This is good. But the moon is not yet high enough. Would you like to wait with me?
Yes. I will
sit there. Katasar, we have come to learn the truth of your death. Ato al confrangawi brandi, olehana memen adestame haman. Baravridenan tahanemo quate grenfen, linkui damda renaute da hodox. Lemat, de tahawan kloisam, de talugedon velam, de taragam buledam, de tatamenam reloidan, de talamen kantebeidam, en antelam verfrapt tangom.
Katasak! Help me! Please!
Show no fear. I do not think he means you any harm.
What is this? This monster. Why is it attacking us?
I don't know. I don't understand. It is as if it seeks you out. It wants you.
You never should have done that, Katasach. To save one Renaigse, you put us all in great peril. His spirit is different. He receives badly. You have woven the bond of the Deathbringer.
What is happening to you? Get a hold of yourself. Come on.
I cannot believe it. He has returned.
Who has?
Finbar. The High King. We thought he was dead. He disappeared months ago.
Is he the attacker? And what of Constantine? Have you seen a young, blonde-haired man? He was sickly.
Yes. The golden-haired was there. And he was afraid. Katasach protected him before he was killed by Finbar. Leave me now. I am very tired.
How are you feeling?
Better. What are you going to do now?
If I want to have any hope of finding Constantine, I must follow Vinbar. I have no choice.
Do you know where to look for him? Vinbar has been missing for moons.
The kings and queens could tell me where they saw him for the last time.
Then you must earn their trust. Arm yourself with patience and courage on Olmenawi. Your journey is still long.
Thank you, Mev. You have helped us greatly.
Do not thank me. I have not done this for you, but for Katasach. In order to satisfy my curiosity, I betrayed my king. You will find him and confront him, no doubt. All that remains for me to do is to pray that I have done nothing that cannot be fixed.
Farewell, Mev.
what do I owe the pleasure of your visit?
I'm in need of your help, Ulan. I was told that you were one of the last people.
I wouldn't know where you could find. You are our ally. Our friend. We had met in the council at Dorhad Genadu, but we were unable to come to it. Some of us are full of violence, and refused. Deirdre and the poor Bladnid were among them, alas. And I defended you, of course, and attempted to make them hear reason, with some help, but our disagreement angered Vimbar. He decided till he wanted to go to the heart of the island.
Do you think he might have stayed there?
I doubt it. It was too long ago. Even if he decided to stay away from his people, he would not have abandoned...
Thank you, Ulan.
Anything else?
Nothing.
here, Tumad? Is there something I...
I'm looking for High King Vinbar. But someone here in his village might...
If anyone knows anything else?
Would you know where I could...
She left to follow Vinbar.
What do you mean?
I don't know if Renaigse, our High King, is on Olmenau. His bond with the mountain is very strong. Even stronger now.
He is becoming a Nadaig. It is the fate of the wisest.
Sarah knew that the mountain would take him back. And she wanted the mountain to take her. She went to attempt to bond herself to it. She sought the cat. We haven't seen her since. Anything else?
Where is this cavern?
We don't know. The caverns of not anything else?
What can you tell me about...
Wenshevar is a place of peace, and we weave feathers, and we do not enter.
It seems strange that one of your own became...
It was because of his wisdom that he was chosen. In a time where those from the faraway islands want anything else?
You must know the High King, Vinbar. What can you tell?
He was one of the greatest Donegal, but the arrival of the Renaigse troubled him. He was afraid that you would be like the people. He traveled the island far and wide, and then he spent more and he moved away from us. Anything else?
You seem to be close to Sarah.
She is my friend, but her love for Vinbar is stronger. I am afraid for her, Renaigse, because she... anything...
Thank you for your...
Wa'aulamsek.
Hello.
Really? Might I do?
I am looking to find... He disappeared after visiting.
You should speak...
Where might I...
I do not... Anything else?
I heard...
There are some... Anything else?
Goodbye.
Wow.
tongue. You think someone's coming to save you? Give in. Your life is in our hands. It is time to tell us all you know. The sooner you speak, the sooner this will be over with. We should be discreet if we want to eavesdrop on this king.
She's been enduring this punishment for hours, blow upon blow through gritted teeth.
Truly savage beast we have here. Do you even know if it speaks our language?
Leave us. You will eventually tell us how you found your way into that grotto. Your defiance is only prolonging the inevitable. You remind me of that rat my master was studying. The creature used all of its fire in an effort to escape. Scratching, twisting, refusing to understand that the cage holding it was its only remaining world. It had everything it could ever need, but it wouldn't stop looking for a way out. Even though its fate was now sealed to serve science. Its animal instinct drove it to flee. It had strangled itself between the bars of its own cage in a final futile attempt to escape. It was an enormous beast and very clever. If it had simply relented, it could have lived peacefully for many years. Instead of that... These monsters are torturing her. Come, we must set her free.
We may be able to reason with them. I could try.
But I recognize this face. Lady de Sade, what a pleasure to see you again.
These people are monsters. I'm sure that they will explain what pushes them to treat her this...
Believe me, we would never have reached such extremities if she had told us. You see, we have been studying these beings that show, like you, such strength. We call them metamorphs. But the native... And we seek to learn through what process they metamorphosize. We heard talk of a cavern of knowledge. The savages hide all of their knowledge within them. And certainly all the secrets that interest us. We discovered one here. But this woman, she knows how to enter. To know we are so close to understanding such... Let's just say it has made us...
It's extremely regrettable. Free her.
She won't tell you anything. Let us handle this.
Have you already forgotten all that you owe me? Without me, you would all be locked away in Duren's jails. I took you for sages, doctors. But you are nothing. You have made me regret my...
It is true that we indeed...
No knowledge justifies treating...
Ugh, free her now!
How are you feeling?
Better now. But who are you?
We were told at Wenshavar that you and you alone could tell us where to find...
I wish I knew where he was right now. I waited a long time and then I came here.
You believe that this is where he is...
No. But he came here, you saved me. And so I must help you as well. The Cave of Knowledge is a bit further north.
Here is the entrance to the Cavern of Knowledge. I hope that Vinbar has left a clue to where he went. Something I could track.
Is it your wish to...
He is my Manundanem. We must be...
I understand. But why protect...
The Caverns of Knowledge are truly sacred.
But you are not a Donegad.
I am not. But I must enter in spite, even if I am not sure I can trust you. Remind yourself that this honor is immense.
Put your fears to rest. We have not come to... How do we enter?
Allow me.
Paint of this fresco is still fresh. It's of a crowned man. Vinbar, no doubt. It looks as if his face has been painted on the volcano.
The spirit. My heart did not betray me.
Was that why you came in here?
To understand, yes. As the years passed, I thought at first it was due to his status. But now I see that he was hearing... He had no choice but to answer it.
These paintings are old. This looks like it represents a man who transforms himself into some kind of enormous bird.
He is a Donegad, becoming a Nadaig Meneman. Vinbar was also bound to the mountain. It is no doubt the path he has chosen to follow.
If I understand correctly, the Donegad are metamorph differently according to the place they are bound.
Yes. The Sinol Menawi bind them to a specific place, and in return they become the Guardians. But how could a Guardian of the Plains resemble a Guardian of the Mountains?
Do you believe that Vinbar is readying himself to undergo this transformation? I thought it was a very slow process.
For some, it takes years. At least this is what... For others, it might take place the very moment. I hope only to have the time to bid...
Given how well hidden this seed was, it must open an important passage. All we have to do is find out which. This mural is also ancient. It seems to show a doorway into the... It seems that this door is just in front of a circle of stone.
The Donegada seal certain sacred places.
Yes, I have run into similar barriers. It's all about... But here, there are two that seem to be... For one, the flower motifs seem to indicate which...
This is possible. The Caverns of Knowledge are used... This painting must teach the younger how to reach the sacred place.
In that case, shouldn't there be an illustration of the second plant?
The initiates also learn by listening to their math.
On this one we see a sacred site with raised stones. And behind the face of the volcano, we also see a path that leads there. Like some sort of schematic.
This must certainly be the path the young apprentices must walk. And the Donegada that are prepared to surrender themselves to Enolmil Frichtime.
Do you recognize the place where the entrance can be found?
I think so. It looks like the grotto that lies to the north.
With all that we have learned from studying these paintings, I just hope there is still enough of him, and that Constantine is with him, and that he is still alive. I seek them both. I had hoped that Vinbar would help me enter the sanctuary of Dorhad Genadu, but I learned from the Tierne Hakadaktas that he took my cousin.
The Tierne told you this? And so you seek to avenge him?
No. Only to save my cousin and try to understand why.
None of what you say makes sense. Why would Vinbar take your cousin? I don't understand. My head spins. I need to breathe fresh air. I shall await you outside.
Please, go ahead. We will join you soon.
Am I the only one to think this woman's departure is suspicious?
Sarah is upset, and I don't think that she trusts us. We should hurry and catch up to her.
I shouldn't have told her about Constantine. She must have thought we wanted to kill her husband. This door is locked. Sarah has put us in a very tricky situation.
We should have noticed that she did not trust us. Well, let's search. There must be another exit to this cave.
These traps weren't here when we went through with Sarah earlier.
She must have set them to make sure that we wouldn't be able to follow her.
Let's hurry and find this passage to the northern mountain before she decides to come and fight us directly.
Watch out! Grenade!
This is the place which was depicted on the mural in the Cave of Knowledge. Vinbar must have hidden the passage to the sanctuary. Finally. We've made it to high ground. Now, let's find this trail to the sanctuary. It can't be far from here. Bloodied feathers.
They are extremely long.
Looks like Vinbar must have begun. He will soon become a god. If we want to have any chance of saving... More of these giant feathers. We're on the right trail.
You should not have come all this way, Renaigse. I will not let you near Vimbar.
Sarah, we must see him. We don't have a choice. We saved you. Why have you locked us in the cavern? And why do you now stop us from passing?
In spite of your friendship with these monsters, you helped me. I thought that I had to help, but I learned looking at the paintings that the Vinbar has heard the calling. Even if it breaks my heart, he has done what is right. No one must stop him. I am his Menundanem.
His path led him to kill Katasak. And now he holds my cousin captive. I am sorry, Sarah. But no...
Eitmo!
Watch out! Over there, more feathers. I need a bit of practice. More of these giant feathers. We're on the right trail. We found the entrance to the sanctuary. Vinbar must be here. With Constantine. We need to find a way to... This must be the entrance to Vinbar's sanctuary. But it is obstructed. He knows how to protect his home. A stone altar. It resembles the one that protects the passage to Mev's sanctuary. This must be where I need to place the seed. And here is another altar. Are 2 seeds necessary to open the passage? The seed that Sarah was carrying should work.
To think that she gave her life to protect the one she loved.
Now that we have both seeds, the ritual should work. Ivar! Why? Constantine didn't do anything. He has never sought to wrong your people in any way.
Like a worm he burrows. You are so naive. You cannot see with my eyes. Enol Milfrichtimin saw the wound. From atop the volcano, he warned me of the danger. Fed by bitterness, driven by desire, taking without giving, he will be the end of us all.
You have gone completely mad.
Take it! You are too blind, too Renaigse to understand.
Leave him! That's enough! Free him!
I cannot. O source of life!
Free him! Oh, damn it!
Is probably freed from his stone prison.
You're right. Let's go see him quick. Constantine, wake up, please. I beg you. Hang on. We are bringing you home to get you healed. Three days have passed since we returned. I need to go to the palace to see if Constantine has finally awoken.
You should get some rest. You're not being reasonable.
To hell with reason. I've rested long, and I'm well enough.
You've just barely woken from a stupor that had you on death's doorstep. The affairs of state can certainly wait another day.
Thank you, my lady, but I am amazingly well. You can take leave of me with no fear, I assure you.
He just escaped a deathly sleep, and here he is ready to conquer the world. Your cousin is exasperating.
What now? Are you going to scold me as well?
No. I'm just relieved to see you're still alive.
I'm quite relieved myself, actually. Thank you, fair cousin. Without you, I would be dead thrice, wouldn't I? Or is it the 4th time? If we start counting the time you stopped me from climbing the ramparts of Serene, we'd be up to 5 times now.
It's unbelievable. You feel no pain whatsoever. And your complexion.
I haven't even taken a look at myself. Is the improvement visible?
I would not go that far. How is it that... What happened?
Don't make that face. It's merely a major miracle. Come on now. I'm gonna tell you everything. We have been waiting for your return. I knew you would do everything in your power. I have always trusted you. But Katasak feared that I would not hold on long enough. He spoke to me about a ritual that would help me. I was excited about it, and in spite of all that has happened, I don't regret following him. We went to the ancient site, a place full of magic. And all of a sudden, what an incredible... Alas, we had very little time to celebrate. Cries came... We fled for a while, as other soldiers fought through, creating a path to join us. But I can see from your face...
Indeed. Once on the ritual site, I followed your tracks and... It seems that Vimbar was targeting you specifically.
I was still very weak, and most of the time he whispered. It seemed that he was speaking to someone, but there was no one other than us, cousin. The crazy madman.
Do you have any idea why he didn't kill you?
No, not really. It seemed like he spoke about isolating me from the world, that I couldn't return to the Earth. It made absolutely no sense. But aren't you happy that he let me live?
Don't speak foolishly. Of course. Tell me more about this ritual.
It is, I think, a ritual that the Donegada practice to bind...
Donegada? Katasak taught you...
Just a few words. He wanted me to learn, to understand, but we had so little time. So we visited this infamous site, where he prepared for... What ceremony? I had to cut my hand in front of an enormous stone. A gigantic beast came and started circling around me. Like a wave came through me, as if the power of the island was running through my veins. And now I am Onol Manawi, like you. Even if the Malachor left me a few of its marks. But you had to encounter the god of the island, didn't you? How was?
Yes, I passed a trial for that. But the only one who...
Oh no.
And yes, only the High King can open the sanctuary. I have no choice but to return to see him. I'm certain they are going to...
Karantz, I want to understand this story about the promise. Will you invest?
Of course. Let's...